Future of California's oil and gas supply is uncertain. State officials have said the state has enough supply for the next 6 weeks, but it's not clear after that.
The war comes as California grapples with the loss of 2 oil refiners, both left after years of added regulations and the California state clean air rules. KCRA 3 political director Ashley Zavala caught up with the governor in San Francisco today to ask him about this.
Well, here in San Francisco, Governor Gavin Newsom's news conference was not about gas prices, but we came here to ask him about the situation. Earlier this week, energy officials within his administration made it clear there is uncertainty with the state's fuel supply and threat of even higher gas prices if the situation in Iran continues. Those energy officials have also been clear that the biggest difference between California and the rest of the country are our environmental laws, taxes, and fees. With the Newsom administration's push to cut the use of oil and gas over the last several years, our state is now relying more than ever on foreign fuel. I asked the governor if he has any regrets and if he would consider a gas tax holiday. Here's what he said.
Quite the contrary. I'm very proud of our efforts in low carbon green growth. I'm proud of the innovation. I'm proud of being the dominant force in terms of changing the way we produce and consume energy for this nation. I'm proud of our leadership and I'm proud of our competitiveness. We had a year to look into the future as it relates to what happened with the refineries in Valero. And we had the opportunity, because of that special session, to prepare for that. And we did just that over the course of the last year, last April, through the last month. We also, as a consequence of having that window into the future, worked with the legislature to try to balance things out as it relates to Kern County and some changes that we made. So it's about a pragmatic approach. Now, as it relates to the cost of fuels, California hasn't changed anything as it relates to that cost. Those baseline costs have been static, but the cost at the pump has not been, for one reason: Donald Trump's recklessness as it relates to the war in Iran, period, full stop. And what they're trying to do is tell you and everybody else every single day, all these high-paid lobbyists and the folks that are paid by them, are telling you somehow it's someone else's fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. Why isn't Donald Trump providing a federal gas tax holiday? He's not promoting that.
Now, just to be clear, his spokesman confirmed that's a no on the gas tax holiday. The governor has been consistent about that. He's been asked about that for years at this point. His spokesman did tell me, though, that conversations are ongoing as the Newsom administration monitors this whole situation. Reporting in downtown San Francisco, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
And this Sunday on California Politics 360, Ashley sits down with a leader in the state's oil industry. The president of the Western States Petroleum Association explains what consumers can expect in the coming weeks.